triangles. Area of. The book tries to get you to figure this out on your own, but most of us struggle a little bit on that other thing. So see if you can come up with this logical deduction here. Let's say I have a rectangle. Oops, sorry, that's not a rectangle. Let's say I've got a rectangle. And this rectangle, let's say, is 5 inches by 8 inches. Okay. The area of the rectangle is length times width, correct? And the area of this thing then would be 5 times 8, correct? Which is 40 inches squared, right? Sure, just agree with me on that. Well, if I don't have this rectangle, but let's look at the same rectangle. If I take this little diagonal and form a triangle out of it, what do you suppose the area of that triangle would be, logically speaking? Notice I don't have this part over here, I just have this part right there. Brooklyn Peterson says,
do you want me to give the answer or just how you would do it?
give me the answer.
It would be 20 inches.
Why would it be 20 square inches?
Because it's just half of.
Exactly. I cut this rectangle in half, made a triangle out of that half, so it's going to be half the area. And that is the key with the formula for the area of a triangle. Here is the formula for the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle, I write triangle small here, equals 1/2. Okay. Although it's not half, it's not, when triangles we don't use L and W, we use what's called B and H, and that stands for the base times the height. Area equals 1/2 the base times the height. And there is a special reason we use base and height and not length and width. In math, when you have formulas and you use the letter B and the letter H and the base and the height, these two things have to form right angles with each other. Have to form right angles. And when you have a right triangle like this, it doesn't matter because you only have those two sides, and they're already right angles. But if you have a triangle that doesn't have a right angle in it, let's say it's this triangle, and I have this side being 10, and this side being 8, and that side being 7, what two numbers am I going to multiply together to find the area of that triangle? Any suggestions out there? And I'm glad you are looking at me like I'm absolutely crazy, because you cannot do that problem right there because you're not given enough information. Area of a triangle is the base and the height, and they have to form right angles to each other. None of these lines have right angles. So you're missing something. You can't do this problem until the book gives you this. They will do a dashed line. They will give you a little square corner to tell you that's a right angle, and then they'll tell you what that height is. This is the base, and this is the height. And can I tell you, children, I warn 6th graders about this all the time. If I had so much as a nickel for every time somebody told me that the area of this is 40, I would be very, very, very incredibly wealthy. Because everybody always forgets to cut it in half. Okay, you always cut triangle areas in half. So when you do this problem, it's 1/2, 4 times 10. And the nice thing is, Multiplication you can do in any order, so any way you want to do this, you could cut 10 in half and multiply by 4, cut 4 in half, multiply by 10, or multiply 4 and 10 by each other and then cut it in half. It doesn't matter, you're still going to come up with 20 inches squared or whatever it is. Who thinks they're going to be the first person to forget to cut the triangle in half? Nice. So the basic gist of this, kids, is you're going to be given 3 different types of triangles. One of them already is a right triangle, in which case you don't have to be given any other lines. Let's say this is 6 and 8. Another one is like that one I drew there, where it looks like this. And you're going to have to be given a dashed line like this in the middle. Let's say this is 8 and 5. And a third type might look like this. It's like an obtuse triangle. Has an obtuse angle in it. Occasionally, to get the right angle, they will come down straight from here and then extend this line right here, and your right angle will look like this. And if this is 15, 12, 8, and 7, guess what 2 numbers you multiply together? If we're doing the area of this triangle, what 2 lines form the right angle? This one and this one. Even doesn't have to touch. It just has to be extended to form the right angle. So the area of this one is 1/2 base times height. And please make sure you draw the triangles. Please make sure you write the formulas down. Area equals 1/2 of 7 times 12. Like I said, the nice thing about multiplication is it doesn't matter the order. If I were doing this, I would take half of 12 and get 6, and 6 times 7 is 42 inches squared. 4 inches squared. Do you kind of see that? What 2 numbers would I multiply together here and cut in half? Aubrey? 8 times 7 cut in half, 56 is 28. What 2 numbers would I multiply together here? 8 and 6, the ones that form the right angles. So when you see a triangle from here on in, kids, it is my hope that a little light goes on inside of you that says, if that's a triangle, I better remember to cut it in half when I get to the end. But you probably won't, because I say that to everyone.